Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mrs. Walsh's law class. And today you'll be hearing the trial of Hudson versus the Daily Metropolis. And this trial is about a father whose son was taken by his ex-wife, and the father is trying to find out information about where his son is through the article which the Daily Metropolis wrote about his son and his ex-wife, which he believed. And you will be given a graphic organizer to take notes throughout the trial to help you render your verdict at the end. And there will be certain etiquette they have to follow. Please know that there's no talking while the court is in session. Please wait to leave between, you can't just leave mid-presentation. And when the bailiff says all rise, you all stand up, and then the judge will say sit down, and then you all sit down. So, and be as quiet as possible, because it's being recorded. Oh yeah, all rise.
Court is now in session. Today's case is Hudson versus Daily Metropolis. I will now swear in the jury. Everybody but the jury may be seated. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly listen to this case and render a true verdict and a fair sentence to this defendant?
I do.
You may be seated. Members of the jury, your duty today will be to determine whether the defendant, the Daily Metropolis, can assert the reporter's privilege based on only the facts and evidence provided in this case. The plaintiff, Thomas Hudson, must prove that the Daily Metropolis newspaper needs to leak their sources and that their client has exhausted all means to find his son, and that the defendant is hiding valuable information. However, if you are not satisfied with the defendant's guilt to that extent, then reasonable doubt exists and the defendant can assert reporter's privilege. Is the plaintiff ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff, are you ready to present your opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please come up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Christian Kalinowski, and this is my co-counsel, Kubana Ampon. Today we are representing our client, Thomas Hudson, the plaintiff of this case. Today we intend to show that Johnny Hudson, the son of our client, Thomas Hudson, has been stolen by June Hudson and may be in danger. The defendants, the Daily Metropolis, are withholding the whereabouts of June and Johnny and refuse to give up information. I urge you all to remember that the information the Daily Metropolis is withholding from us is the only information that can help us rescue the stolen child. In addition, we are here to get the newspaper to simply disclose the information about Johnny Hudson to Thomas Hudson, so that he can find June Hudson and put the child safely back into his arms. And I wish to emphasize that Thomas Hudson's ex-wife, June Hudson, was found to be unfit to be a guardian of Johnny Hudson in the family court. All in all, the defense were attempt to tell a spiel of confidentiality promised to June Hudson. But I urge you all to consider the fact that this woman, June Hudson, has possession of Johnny Hudson, who may be in danger of being critically harmed under June Hudson's care. But without information given by the Daily Metropolis, we cannot find the whereabouts of Johnny and rescue him. We urge you all, the jury, to find in favor of and force this vital information out of the Daily Metropolis's hands. Thank you all.
You may be seated. Defense, are you ready to present your opening statement? You may be seated.
Good morning, members of the jury. My name is Andrew Whitford, and this is my partner, CM Pearl. I'm an attorney for the Daily Metropolis. My client has been sued because he did not tell the plaintiff, Thomas Hudson, where he got his sources from. My client said he has a right of the reporter's privilege. That is why he did not tell Thomas Hudson where he got his sources from the news article about a woman named Joanne and her son Johnny. But Thomas Hudson was suspecting that this woman in the article was his ex-wife and his son. But it is important that we keep this info private, because if we do not keep it private, we cannot bring this type of article into the light. The topic about this article, A Woman and Child Hide in Fear, is about why Joanne took her son named Johnny away, because it explained why she did it. The reason she took her son is because her ex-husband abused her son and herself. Then one day she told her ex-husband Thomas that she was going to take Johnny to the zoo. But while getting him dressed, she saw burn marks and a long scar across his stomach, so she decided to run away with Johnny, but Thomas had custody order over Johnny. But when June found out about the scars and burns, she wanted to take him away. Today, Riley Bates, one of our witnesses, will say why he did not reveal his sources. The evidence presented by the plaintiff is not clear or convincing, and the law says reporter privilege, which states if you're employed by the news media for a purpose of gathering or discriminating news for the general public, is presumed to have a privilege to disclose any legal proceeding from the source of any information was obtained. Members of the jury, we hope you favor our client, the news company, Daily Metropolis, and do not have to reveal our sources.
You may be seated. Plaintiff, are you ready to call your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I call Thomas Hudson to the stand.
I will now give you the oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Thomas Hudson, and I live at 341 Boulevard Avenue.
Okay. Do you have any children, Mr. Hudson?
Yes, I have one son named Johnny.
Do you have custody over your son?
Yes, I do.
How did you gain custody and when?
Over a divorce with my ex-wife, I gained custody.
Why did you and your wife divorce?
She initiated the divorce, and guess what?
All right. Okay. Has the mother of your child ever been abusive?
Yes, she often abused the child.
Why did she abuse him?
She had an alcohol abuse problem, and she used to get out of hand.
Okay. Now, when and where did Johnny go missing?
He went missing at the zoo in October of 2020
Why do you think Johnny is with his mother?
because she was last seen with him.
Why do you believe this is your son and your ex-wife in the article?
Because of my ex-wife's scar on her arm that she got with her alcohol abuse problem. She tried to commit suicide, and my son's former scars.
Okay. Have you ever tried cooperating with the police to find your son?
Yes, I tried to cooperate with the police.
No further questions.
You may step down. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honors.
There. Is it true that you assume that the kid in the newspaper is your child?
Yes,
Why did you?
because of the scars that matched my son.
Is it possible there's more than one child named Johnny?
Yes,
Did you hire private detective
no, but I was talking to them.
to find your child? No. No further questions, Your Honor.
You may step down. Witness, you are excused. Plaintiff, you may call your second witness.
I call Skylar Mills to the stand.
I will now put you in oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state your name and address for the record.
Skylar Mills, 123 Avenue.
You may begin.
All right. Do you have an expertise in abuse situations?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you believe the mother to be dangerous for Johnny?
Yes, I do.
And has the mother had any substance abuse problems?
She has,
How did you decide that the father should have custody over Johnny?
because they had a better relationship.
And what has the mother done towards the child?
She had abused him by cigarette marks.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor. That's all I have.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Hello, Miss Mills. Didn't you suspect that the kid in this article A woman and a child hidden in fear. Is June Hudson and the child is Johnny Hudson that the kid that Thomas Hudson had custody over?
No. Or yes, sorry.
Is it true that the child Johnny Hudson had no scars when the custody was awarded to Thomas Hudson?
Yes.
Is it true that you have seen Thomas Hudson outside of this case?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Witness, you are excused. Plaintiff counsel, do you have any more witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, you may call your first witness.
Your Honor, we call Riley Bates to the stand.
I will now put you in oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may be seated. Please state your name and address for the record.
Riley Bates, 32 Avenue.
You may begin.
Hello, Riley Bates. What kind of stories do you write on a daily basis on?
Whatever I'm assigned to write.
Well, how many? Can you like briefly describe your job for the Daily Metropolis?
I interview whoever I'm assigned to interview,
How many people do you interview a week usually?
2 or 3.
Okay. How'd you feel when this man, Thomas Hudson, demanded to tell him where his child was?
Violated.
Is it true in this article the woman, Joanne, would not talk if he didn't swear secrecy?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Plaintiff, you may cross-examine the witness.
Hello, Miss Bates. Miss Bates, have you ever done a child snatching case before?
No.
When you first met the mother, why did she say, what was her reasoning to stay private?
Because she didn't want her identity to be revealed.
When you first met the mother and the child, can you describe the condition of the child?
He seemed fine.
If the mother did want true privacy, though, why would she tell her story at all?
Because she wanted the public to know that her and her child were safe.
How did you meet the source?
I was sitting in a bar and she wrote her number on a napkin and slid it to me. And it said to call her the next day on a payphone.
Why exactly do you believe June is telling the truth?
What? Can you say that again?
Why do you exactly believe she's telling the truth?
About what?
Her story.
Oh, because she seemed like a reliable source and her son seemed fine.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You are excused, witness. Defense, you may call your second witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. We call Jordan Davis to the stand.
I will now put you in oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state your name and address for the record.
Jordan Davis, 123 Neon Lane.
You may begin.
Hello, Jordan Davis. How are you doing today?
Okay.
Can you briefly describe your job for the Daily Metropolis?
I'm the veteran city editor of the Daily Metropolis.
Okay, what kind of stories do you edit on a daily basis?
Mostly child snatching cases.
Okay. How did you feel when editing this news article?
A little disturbed because of some of the things done to Johnny, but overall, not too bad.
Why do people with stories come to you?
We like to bring these type of stories into the light to prove that child snatching cases are more common than they seem.
Did you feel it was necessary to tell Thomas Hudson the info?
I don't feel like it was necessary to tell him.
Why do you write these type of articles?
To bring child snatching cases into the light.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Plaintiff may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jordan Davis, why did you give this mother full confidentiality?
Because it's not anyone else's business to her whereabouts, identity, or anything like that if she's trying to keep her child safe.
What exactly did you think would happen if you did not promise confidentiality?
The ex-husband might come find her and her child and do something to harm them.
Isn't it true that you have interviewed a child snatcher and abuser?
Yes.
Why did you send Riley to investigate the mother who stole the child?
We needed a new story, and she seemed like a good source for it.
How often do you interview child snatchers?
2 to 3, depending on how long the story is.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You are excused, witness. Both the plaintiff and defense have not defense, do you have any more witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Both the plaintiff and the defense have now rested their cases. The attorneys will now present their final arguments. Plaintiff, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today I thank you all for your undivided attention on this crucial court case. The simple facts of this case present themselves. Those facts are going to tell us that Thomas Hudson was granted full custody of Johnny Hudson after a divorce, where June Hudson was found unfit to hold custody over Johnny Hudson. Those facts also tell us that June Hudson kidnapped Johnny Hudson on an annual visit under the lie of going to the zoo and ran to the Daily Metropolis to lie and tell a spiel of abuse that she committed. The facts also tell us that the Daily Metropolis promised confidentiality to June Hudson and has the whereabouts of June and the stolen boy, but refuses to give up vital information needed to rescue Johnny Hudson. The law they believe they have the right to use is the reporter's privilege right. But reading into the law, it states that it can be rebutted when information held by a reporter is necessary, material, and relevant for the exercise or protection of a constitutional or substantial public interest. It also states that it must be proven that all reasonable means to uncover other sources of information have been exhausted. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in the public interest to rescue Johnny Hudson. It is known that the Daily Metropolis is the only holder of this information. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is clear that the causes to review information stated in the reporter's privilege right have been proven viable. Please vote right and force this information out of the Daily Metropolis's hands. Thank you.
Defense, you may proceed with your closing statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the jury, this is why today you've heard why a client should be able to use the reporter's privilege. You have heard from the Daily Metropolis reporter Kyle Bates, and also you have heard from Johnny Jordan Davis, an editor from the Daily Metropolis. Today you've heard about the case of Hudson v. Daily Metropolis. The reason you are here is because Thomas Hudson, after reading this article, and predicted and suspected that the mother and son in this article was his runaway ex-wife and son, even though he had no proof. Even his mother and child is his ex-wife and son. The Daily Metropolis is trying its best to bring these types of people into the light, to hear their side of the story. Members of the jury, we hope you find our client so we can use reporters' privilege and help get more stories out in the light. This is one of the millions of families that have the same issues. We do not want to leak this info because people and family like these do not want to be scared to talk to us. Thank you.
Members of the jury, you've heard all the testimony concerning this case. It is now up to you to determine the facts. You and you alone are the judges of the fact. The side of the defendant has to reveal the location of the information to the plaintiff, Thomas Hudson. You must decide whether the plaintiff has exhausted all means to find his son. The controlling law is state-revised statute, which means reporters have a right to disclose information from their source, and First Amendment freedom of press. In just a moment, the bailiff will take you to the jury room to consider your verdict. One of the first things you'll want to do is select the foreperson. It will be the foreperson's duty to sign the verdict when you have agreed on the verdict. Whatever verdict you render must be unanimous, which means that each and every person must agree on the same verdict. The bailiff will now escort you to the deliberation room.
All right, jury's coming back. We should rise up. We should stand up for the jury. Sorry, you should have said I didn't tell you. Say all rise.
All right, man.
You forget that. I'm so excited.
All right, y'all don't know what that means?
Careful over there. Got it. Secretary, got it. It's all you, Jadri.
You may be seated. Can the jury foreperson please rise? State your verdict to the court.
The jury has decided that reporter's privilege does not apply to this case and that the Daily Metropolis must reveal their source to Thomas Hudson.
Thank you. A verdict has been rendered today. Jury, thank you for your service. Court is now over.
Hold for a second, because of course, hold for a second. You want to do it?
What?
We're going to see, get kind of hold them to say why they voted like they did, and tell us what it was.
I'm supposed to do that in the case, so I'm supposed to forgot.
She got it, okay. You were nervous.
KP's first double of the year.
Kate's first W.
First W this year.
First W ever, bro.
No, that's other W's in second and sixth.
All right, you don't even.
I'm not answering.
All right, why did y'all all render this verdict?
Listen.
I guess he wants to know.
Okay, because there's like they basically like just found this random woman with no custody over her son, and that claims her husband is an abuser when it's already been proven by court that she was an abuser and that she was drunk. So why should she be let like free to have her son without custody and have Thomas?
Deal.
I think that the mom should go to like a mental hospital or to get help for her alcohol abuse. And I think that Johnny Hudson should be passed on to the dad, Thomas Hudson, because he's more safe than he is with June Hudson.
So I also agree, because if Johnny Hudson were to go with his mom, imagine when he's older, he might have a lot of trauma, and it would be hard for him to get through life with having a memory of her mom abusing him.
I think that the mom putting the blame on Thomas Hudson for the abuse was the wrong thing to do, so they would be caught and being caught. So yeah.
Oh, what was the vote count? Wait, it had to be unanimous.
It had to be
No, no, not in civil, it doesn't, that's criminal.
Wait, you said
He said
unanimous.
what was the vote count?
So
Oh,
it
it was unanimous.
was unanimous.
If you unanimous anyway, okay, it was 12 to 0, okay.
Y'all got unanimous.
Hey,
Skip to the 10.
you're not First Amendment lovers.
I think Ferdinand's.
Family law 1, remember, see how were the two civil laws intersect? Okay,
No, no,
family law 1 out.
The only reason why we
Best
lost
interest of the child 1 out.
he said kidnapping. It's not kidnapping.
He kept using that word. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you all very much.
No, this